What is going on with AI rig complex? The ARK token is one of the top performers today. The question is why? Who is buying here? Who's selling here? Let's have a look at the on-chain metrics, the data most people are not considering. Now, this is not the first video on the ARK token on this channel. I published one roughly 1 month ago, and the video actually underperformed a typical video. So the typical video is here in gray, and this blue line, this is indicating the performance of that ARK video. Yet at the time, the price was 26 cents and now we are at 60 cents. So that seems to have been below average retail interest, yet the price went up. And it looks like today something very similar is happening yet again. We are up that much, right? 42.89%, while the number of buyers is actually smaller than the number of sellers. So the buyers tend to move more money than the sellers do. In other words, the rich people, the whales, they tend to buy more of the token. Usually we see the exact opposite, right? As the price is rising, the sellers tend to move more capital because they bought a lot of the supply at lower prices. Usually we need to get more and more buyers over time to keep the rally going. But it seems like this is not what's going on with the ARK token. Now, when I made a video about AI rig complex, somebody else also bought the token. Have a look at this alert over here. Invest Answers sold his PIF in order to buy ARK. And again, that was at the 26-27 cent mark. Here is his YouTube channel. He's got 558,000 subscribers. And of course, when he buys a token and he talks about this in his community, then this creates more demand, and more demand also means potentially rising prices. Now, how do I know that Invest Answers bought? It's because we track all kinds of wallets, right? We figured out through on-chain analytics who owns what kind of wallet, and then with that information we can put this in a tracker and we get notifications whenever purchases or sales happen. Now back to the data of the AI rig complex token. This is the activity in the last month, and most days we see more recurring traders than first-time traders. This is not necessarily that great. Ideally, we want to see days like over here on the 30th of December. More first-time traders than recurring traders, because that means a growing investor base. More investors in a token means, of course, potentially rising prices. We can also see how the interest in the token might be slowing down somewhat, because on-chain, the number of token transactions is rather on the decline. However, even though we do see a lot of recurring traders, and even though the number of token transactions trends down, this is not true for the trading volume. Here we have the trading volume in US dollars on the left and normalized to 100% on the right. And we do see more and more trading volume. And interestingly enough, the trading volume tends to be split up relatively evenly over time. One might make the case that the whales and large retail tends to take over more and more of the trading. Again, that's in line with what we see just today, right? As the number of buyers is larger than the number of sellers. Now, on-chain, we've currently got 41,000 holders. But not all of those holders are created equal, right? Some of them might just have a few cents of the token. Maybe those are automated bots that trade the token. And others might be really heavy investors that have maybe $1,000, $10,000, $100,000 worth of the token. Let's count those more important wallets. Let's forget about the 41,000. Let's just look at the wallets that have $1,000 or $10,000 or $100,000 worth of the token at the current price. So those are token thresholds. Those are not US dollar thresholds that we see at the top. So in order to be counted for the chart on the left, for instance, the wallet has to hold at least 2,000 ARK tokens. And since the 10th of December, this tends to grow quite nicely, right? The number of small retail investors more than doubled. Medium-sized retail, so the wallets with $10,000 worth of the token at current prices, doesn't grow that much anymore. Growth has pretty much stopped since beginning of the year, and the whales, they might rather reduce their exposure, or at least the number of whale wallets is going down. So all of that volatility that we see over here, right? Those drops of 57% or over here of 40%, that's not caused by the retail investor, right? The retail investor tends to simply just accumulate. This is caused by some of the very big guys taking profit. Now, crypto as a whole is clearly expanding right now. The stablecoin market cap is going up. That means that people are sending their fiat currency indirectly, for example, through centralized exchanges, to the stablecoin issuers. So whenever money is flowing into crypto, we see the stablecoin market cap going up. whenever money is flowing out of crypto, we tend to see the stablecoin market caps going down. Over here is the Terra Luna collapse. So this is when UST went bust. Afterwards, we had the FTX collapse. And then since October of 2023, we are expanding again. So money is flowing into crypto. People are sending their fiat to the issuers. And then we can see that issuance here on chain. Now, had you bought Bitcoin in October of 2023, the gains would have been nice. So that's an appreciation of 281% in the span of a bit over a year. But then there's of course inherent leverage in smaller tokens, right? It takes a lot of money to move Bitcoin. It doesn't take that much money to move something like Fartcoin, for example. Fartcoin, since listing on CoinMarketCap, went up by 18,000%. Isn't that better than just holding Bitcoin? The art is of course to find something like Fartcoin early, right? To be among the insiders, to be among the people that tend to make the right trades. And here is how I personally find those tokens early. I made a video on Fartcoin very early on this channel, and the way I did this is I got an alert that Kyle Chessy bought the token at 5 cents. That was on October 23rd, and I got that alert via on-chain analysis. So through various techniques, we can find what influencer owns what kind of wallet, and then we can get those wallets and get alerts whenever those wallets transact. And so for Kyle Chessy, for example, we've got 12 wallets that we are following. Here is his YouTube channel. He's got 141,000 subscribers. And this is how the price developed since that alert, right? A very nice gain, much better than just buying and holding Bitcoin. And also over a shorter time period, right? This is October of 2024, and the crypto expansion started in October of 2023. So 1 year since that alert. And so really, this is, I believe, how to make money. It's very important to have an edge in the market, to know more than the rest. It's not enough to just buy the largest of the tokens, because again, it's all about the upside. Have a look at the top performing meme tokens in the last 7 days. It's all relatively small market caps. It's in the tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions. Each and every single token made at least 100% in the last week. This is very different to the largest meme coins, right? Not a single one of those tokens made 100% in the last week. It's really about buying those small tokens and buying them early, knowing those tokens before others do, knowing those tokens when the smart money is buying in as well. And so I just bought another token today. This time Crypto God John bought the token for $50,000. And we don't necessarily need to get the best traders always, right? It's just enough to follow traders that have a lot of followers, right? Crypto God John has 775,000 followers. When he talks about a token, of course this generates attention, and attention leads to purchases, and purchases lead to rising prices. It's not even necessarily about following the smartest people. It's just about following the people that have other people that follow them, so that we simply have purchases after our purchase. Since that alert, the price of that token more than doubled already. And so we're not just following Kyle Chessy and Crypto God John. Another influencer that has very high risk plays is Crypto Gains. He's got 144,000 subscribers. He buys into very small tokens as well, and he's got a very loyal following. And we've got 55 of his wallets. He's changing wallets more often than other people change their underwear, so this is why the number is so inflated. But we've also got wallets by the really big guys, the people that might not buy the super micro caps, but that have a lot of following to still move even bigger tokens. For example, Crypto Banter, 1.4 million subscribers, and 33 wallets of them are tracked by us. I really like this strategy. That's why I made a dedicated tutorial course just on that topic. How can we find influencer wallets? So there are several approaches. How can we then also track those wallets, and how can we finally interpret the signals that we get from the tracking? It's all part of the premium membership of this channel. Premium is not just about wallet tracking, it's also about risk mitigation. It's also about on-chain analytics, right? The charts that we have seen in this video. There are more than 100 tutorial videos in total in premium. So feel free to check it out. It's currently $165 per month. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't like premium, just message me within the first 7 days and I'll refund you 100%. There's really zero risk for you. Now, does it still make sense to buy AI rig complex? What's the market cap compared to competitors? How much more upside is there? Because in the end, of course, crypto is a very risky game. And so when we've got the downside of dropping temporarily by 50 or 60%, we want to have multiple X upside as well. Now, here's what I like about the token. It appears as if the spot trading still happens mainly on Radium. So there's still a lot of supply directly on chain. This is not a token that's dominated by the centralized exchanges yet. However, there are also perpetual futures, and the Binance futures, they had more than 300 million worth of ARK in the last 24 hours. That's a lot of trading volume, and that's also moving the price. That's why we see all of that volatility. It's best always to buy when there's not that much perp future demand, right? Because perp future demand tends to be short term. And when everybody is longing the token, then there's just a situation that waits for a deleveraging event at some point. Now, AI rig complex has already a market cap of 587 million. And within the pump.fun ecosystem, there isn't that much more upside. There is, of course, Fartcoin, the largest of the pump.fun ecosystem tokens. That is 3x from here. But that's about it, right? This would be a bet that the ARK token becomes the largest of similar tokens. Pump.fun is a launch pad for meme coins, and they start at very, very small market caps. Then they get pushed up by a lot of whales. And at some point, when there's enough interest, then the centralized exchanges take over the supply as well. And this time for ARK, we also see how the perpetual futures are moving the price. Now, of course, we also can make other comparisons. So this is the list of AI agent launch pads. Now, of course, we also can make other comparisons. So this is a list of AI agent launch pads. And over here, we've got the virtual protocol, which is 6x larger compared to ARK. But I don't think this is a fair comparison because even the blockchain here is different, right? Virtual protocol is based on the base chain and has launched a lot of other tokens that got quite a bit of traction. We don't have that for ARK. Another potential comparison would be AI frameworks. And there we've got a potential 2x relative to AI 16Z. Really, this is a token with a lot of leverage. Yes, we do see continued adoption by small retail, and so the price will not go to zero, but there is a lot of leverage in the token, and we're very unlikely going to see a 10x from here because we already have quite a bit of market cap in the token. I believe the best risk to reward, I believe the best upside is in tokens that are roughly in the $100 million market cap range, maybe 200 million, but at 600 million, the air is getting quite thin. I'm not saying that the price has to come down in US dollars. I'm simply saying that there's probably better opportunities within the pump.fun ecosystem or within Solana in general. If you got some value out of this video, feel free to subscribe. I publish here regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you in the next video or see you in premium. Cheers.